this is the progress of my backyard. I have since removed the portable greenhouse right here. Took up quite a lot of space, but I've been eyeing the weather and we should be getting really warm weather for the next week or so. No frost in sight, so I took a chance and I took it off. One of the other reasons why I had to take it off too is because my plants, my seedlings, my dahlias here, they were being attacked by aphids, like really bad infestation. They started off with my dusty millers first, really start eating, and when you look at the underside of them, there's like, I don't know, it looks like hundreds of them underneath there. So one by one, they started to attack everything that was in this greenhouse. So I go, the weather's it's gonna be nice soon, so let's just take it off because I don't want my plants to die. So this is the state of my backyard right now. It is still a work in progress. Things are not, how I want them to be quite yet, but it is taking shape and I'm so happy of how things are turning out. One of the reasons I wanted to do the video today, it's because I wanted to show my tulips. So I wanted to, actually I was about to wait until next week to do a video, but I've noticed some of the spring bulbs, like especially the mini daffodils here, they are starting to go over. So I thought if I wait too long, I'm gonna totally miss the rest of it. So you know what? Here is an early video of my backyard garden. I have this patch here, all potted flowers. I went to the garden center the other day and seen these flowers, and are they not beautiful? This is like a rock cress, so purple shades, yeah, really pretty. I don't think I've grown these before. I don't know if you recall, but last video I bought ones that are more like magenta color. Then I seen these purple one, couldn't resist, got some of that. Like I said, some of my spring bulbs are going over. That's why I really want to have to do a video now. Otherwise, I'm going to totally miss a whole bunch of flowers that are still in bloom. Colors are so pretty. I am planning to leave them in here and to see if they would overwinter for me for next year. Mini daffodils, some of them, see, they're starting to die off. There's only a few left, but they look so pretty. And then here's another new purchase that I got. Oh my gosh, look at how pretty these are. I got 2 of each. Yeah, couldn't resist. This is the name. I can never remember the name of this one. So this is a tag for it. Super cute. Love the color. Of course, I had to get it in white also because it is equally as pretty. So I potted most of my calendulas and also my flowering cabbage up. And I did it last week, I believe, when the weather was still quite chilly, but I monitored them and they seem to be doing perfectly fine. No stress whatsoever, even on our cold nights. This color is pretty. There was one color I absolutely love, but I think it's done blooming now. Yeah, it is. It's too bad. It was, this one's old. This one has been blooming for like 3 weeks. Yeah, it's too bad. This one is gone over, but in next video, hopefully other ones will bloom and I can show you. Here's my side garden here. I have a few roses here. So this patch, the roses have not done very well, especially last year. I think the reason being is that I had a really huge evergreen tree as big as these ones right here. It was right here and it took up all this space right here. So the sun doesn't really quite get into this patch, and my roses, this one especially, Peach Perfect, gorgeous bloom, but she has been suffering and she might die. She has one little twig left that's right here. I'm hoping she might rebound. If not, I might have to look for her again to replace her because I just absolutely love that color. Her bloom was gorgeous. So these ones are doing okay. And I think the other reason too, in terms of sun coming in, I have a wisteria that climbs up this trellis or this post here, and it covered all of this area right here, and the sun comes in from this way and it blocks the sun from coming into this patch also. So I think now that I have removed the evergreen and also really trim up the wisteria leaves and whatnot, I think this patch here will do really well in the future. So let's walk over here. Like I mentioned, I got 2 of each of these. Gorgeous. I'm planning to leave them in the pots to overwinter, but I might have to store them in my garage. Last year I had 3 pots of a different color. Only 1 came back for me, 2 died. So I don't want to take that chance of them dying this following year. More calendula, pretty color. These ones are just starting to open. These starting to bud here. Lots of buds actually. Oh, and also my roses are starting to bud up. Look at this one. Yes, this one is John F. Kennedy. A few buds already forming on there. Super exciting. This one is Brandy. Brandy has lots of new growth, but I haven't seen any buds on her yet. But look at her leaves. Super, super healthy. Very happy about that. Okay, the one thing I really wanted to show were the tulips. Oh, you know what? You know what? Forget it. It's too much work. I'm about to go and get the package because I don't remember the name of any of these tulips. I planted like 300, 400, I forget. Yeah, but I don't remember the names. But look at them. I know this one is the parrot variety. I'll put it on the screen if anything. The coloring is pretty. And the orange one on this one is really pretty too. It does open up a little bit wide, more than I had expected it to, but nevertheless, I do find, usually I don't do a lot of orange in my garden, but look at them, they pop. They add such pretty color to the garden. And of course this year, I have an abundance of forget-me-nots. I really love these guys. They self-seed like crazy, but they're so easy to manage. But in the springtime, they add so much color to the garden with very little effort on your part. So these are the geraniums that I started from seeds. I think this variety was Maverick Light Pink, if I'm not mistaken. And look how much it has grown. It's doing so well. Ever since I potted up into this big pot, it has grown quite a bit. And these are the petunias I started indoors from seeds also. So I kind of mixed them together. Light pink, this one is a deep magenta color with kind of reddish tone in it. So I hope this combination works really well. Same, this identical pot here. This one I snuck in, what is it? Alyssum. I think it's a purple one. I grew a whole bunch from seeds too. Really hoping my rose here, Delish, will bounce back this year. Last year, she also suffered and didn't do very, very well. I'm not sure if it was the lighting problem or what it was, but she's starting to leaf out. So I'm really hopeful that she will do better this year. Same thing with my Summer Romance Perfumer here. She is leafing out nicely. She did okay-ish last year, but I'm hoping she'll do much better this year now that I've removed that big evergreen tree there. So she will be receiving, of course, this patch will be receiving a lot more sunlight. This one I grew from seed, and look at the color. It's a bit on the bright side for me, but it's still quite pretty. It's I think it's called 4 o'clock. And I seeded, I think I have like 5-6 plants of these. I'm planning to just plant them in pots and not plant them into the garden. Look at Pretty Lady. She's leafing out so nicely. She did really well last year being in her first year, and this year she's looking to be doing really well again. More tulips. These are the kind of plum color ones. Really pretty. And look at the background, the orange ones right there. I think these are also more plum color tulips. And these are the parrot ones, pink parrots. And Sunbelt, South Africa. is leafing out quite nicely. Actually, the majority have been doing really well, except for one or two that still doesn't look that healthy yet. One being Queen Elizabeth there. I don't know why she's yellowing like that, and she's not really leafing out that great either. So I don't know what she's doing back there. Oh yes, so I lost 3 climbing rose. This one being one of them is a red blaze, I think called Blazing, and it did not make it. I don't think I'm gonna do any more climbing roses in pots. I don't have a lot of good luck with them. So I planted clematis so that it can climb up here and just cover this area. So yeah, no more climbing roses in pots for me, I don't think. Dark Desire, looking gorgeous, leafing out nicely. And Pink Promise here, doing great. Lots of new leaves. And then Delaney Sisters back there, doing really well. And look at my bleeding hearts. Aren't they pretty? These are so cute in the springtime. Look at the pink hearts all along the stems here. I have a few of them dotted around my property. More of the orange tulips. So I don't know if you recall, this spot right here was where Mr. Lincoln was, but he did not do well at all. He suffered all season last year. So I decided to replace him with this one. This is Blue Girl. It's a purpley blue color rose, and look, she's already budding up nicely. Super happy about that. Very, very happy. And once again, forget-me-nots putting on a crazy show this year. Like, it's dense. I didn't realize there were so many of them, or there's so much of them that reseeded themselves along that way too. We'll walk down that way and you'll see. Here is the Globemaster Allium coming up nicely. For some reason this one is weird. It lost like the outer coating, I guess, but it seems to be forming flower buds nevertheless, so it's good. This one is a yellow rose. What is it called? Moonlight Romantica. I have 2 of them. So one planted here and also one planted on the other side. This one is doing amazing, bouncing back really nicely. That one does not look very healthy. I did train this one across because it just sent out this weird long stem. So I thought, hey, maybe it might be a climbing rose also. So it's doing well on this section, but down here it doesn't look very healthy. And truthfully, I have no idea why. This one is Modern Blush, I believe. This one also, I have 2 in the garden. This one is the healthier one of the 2. It's leafing out so nicely, and you can even see buds on them already. Yeah. And the one that is identical to it, that's planted here, this year is actually looking better than last year. Last year it did not do very well, but it's looking better here. One of the reasons could be is that, I don't know if you recall my previous video, I chopped down a huge rose of Heuchera that was right here. And the reason I decided to remove, I think I removed like 6, 7 of them on my property, all in the front and the back, because they self-seed and I just got sick of plucking out the seedlings. So right beside there, I have Lady of Shalott. She, when I bought her, she had all green stems. And then for whatever reason, look, the tip of her stem got all brown. But the other day, I trimmed back a little bit at the top there, and she's green inside. So I think she should be okay. I'm really hoping that she will grow and fill up this whole area with her gorgeous blooms. That would be really, really pretty. But in the meantime, this summer, I am planning to put the tall pom-pom dahlias here just to fill that space up. I started those from seed, so and they're doing really, really well. This rose here, I bought at the end of the season last year. Is this Party Wild Blue Yonder? It seems to be doing really well. It didn't bloom for me last year, obviously, because I bought it in the fall, but it's leafing out nicely. So I'm hoping to see some beautiful bloom from her this year. Oh, there's another one, another rose that's tucked in right here. This one I've had for years, but it never did that well. It was sent out, you know, 3 to 5 maybe, if at best, blooms per season. But I think the reason is because it was planted right beside that really big rose of Sharon here, and it just kind of overcrowded, and it just didn't do well because of it. So now that the rose of Sharon has been removed, I'm really hoping this rose would do really well. Its coloring is very similar to this, but the formation of the flower is very different. Oh, the other thing I should point out, I don't know if anybody experienced the same problem I did this year, Heucheras. So I had a whole bunch of these planted in pots and also in my garden. But for whatever reason, majority of the ones in the pot kind of died off and did really terrible. And even the ones in the garden, look at it, it did not do very well. I was a bit surprised. I thought these guys were really reliable. So I lost quite a few of them. At least this one is bouncing out back nicely. It kind of got a whole bunch of winter damage, but in the center there you can see new growth. This one did amazingly well over the winter. Oh, the sun is finally coming out. And see, that's what I'm saying in terms of look how badly they did. A lot of them look like this over the winter. And look, winter damage right there. I wonder if it's because it was warmer this year and then maybe too much moisture in the soil and they rotted. I really have no idea. Let's go this way and then we'll do the middle later. Oh, too bad these ones are not in bloom quite yet, but there are tons of buds on it. It's a gem. It's totally tangerine, gorgeous. It sends up these orange, light orange, I believe, blooms, and they're so pretty. I really love them. I love them so much. I bought 2 new ones this year. Where did I put it? There's one new one right there. It's much smaller, of course, because she's new. And then there's one that is across there. We'll come across it later. And look at the tulips mixing with the blue forget-me-nots. Just looks so pretty. I am planning to add more tulips this fall, more of this coloring, more of plum. I find it pops really nicely, and because I already have a whole bunch of the orange one, I think they will mix and play really well together. This is all dressed up. Last year she did okay, but this year I'm hoping she would do much better in her should be second year or third year. Ooh, I can't remember. Maybe it's her third year this year. But yeah, the first 2 years she didn't do too much, but this year I'm hoping that she will really perform well. This one should be, what is this? Is this my salvia or is it my, I think it's a salvia. It's a really pretty fuchsia color if I'm not mistaken. And it grows really big, like it fills up this whole spot right here. Tucked in a lily here. I grew tons of lily this year. I had some from last year already and I added even more this year. Here's another rose, party hardy here. This one I bought at the same time as this one right here. Planted both of them in the fall. Obviously they didn't do anything in the fall, but look, it is pushing out a whole bunch of new growth. And this color, where's her tag? Right there. Really pretty color. My foxgloves that I grew from seeds. Oh yes, the other thing about foxgloves. So last year I bought tons of a new variety, had them in pots. None of them survived the winter. I don't even know why that is. And truthfully, the one in my garden, side garden, did not winter well either. So once again, I don't know, because we had a really mild winter, too wet, they rotted. I don't know what the story is, but this year what I'm planning to do is I'm gonna keep growing them in pots. I'm not planting them in any pots or anything like that, but in the fall, once the rest of my flowers kind of die back, I'm gonna tuck them in at the back of the border around the garden, so that in spring, because these are biennials, they're not gonna give me any flowers this year. So next spring or next summer, I should have flowers. So that's the game plan for that. Very impressed with lamb's ear. So last year was the first year I bought, and I bought 2 small, tiny little containers like this. Plop one here. And look at it, it has spread so much. I did dig up some around the edges here to spread around my garden. And then I had another clump over there that I have divided and spread them around the garden. And here is another rose here. This one should be the knockout variety. What is it? Oh shoot, I forget what knockout it is. It's kind of like light yellow. Two of them in the garden. This one, and then there's one way down that way. That one does not do that well. It has like one tiny stem left, but this one is leafing out and branching out very nicely. Really happy to see that come back. Yeah, there's that Moonlight Romantica. Sends up this weird long branch, but the rest of it does not look very good. Not very healthy. I hope it does well. I have a few Baptisia, the false indigo blue one. One here, one there, dotted around. They're just starting to emerge right now. I don't know if it's going to give me any flowers or not this year, to be honest with you. More roses. Easy does it, leafing out nicely. This one is living easy, the orangey one, leafing out nicely. This one is called Rosa. It is a kind of pinkish, really bright pink Ashley variety. This is its third year, I believe. Last year it put on some blooms. Hopefully this year a lot more. My hydrangea is finally doing really well. This one is, oh my gosh, it's the mauve color one. Why can't I remember the name? Oh, you know what? I'll put it on the screen. But she's leafing out nicely. Last year she did like nothing, no bloom whatsoever, which is kind of normal for plants when you first plant them. The first year you don't expect a lot of blooms. It's the third year really that they take off. First year, second year, what is it? What is that saying? They sleep, they creep, and then they leap. So this one is another one that I'm really hoping to see bloom this year. Fun in the sun, gorgeous bloom. I think I had like 2 bloom on her last year, but it was her first year, so it's fine. She's leafing out nicely, so I'm hoping more blooms this year. More tulips coming up here. I really don't know what variety this is. I planted so many of them, I have no idea. Oh, and look at this. I don't know if anybody else plant these, but I adore these. Gem, this color is so pretty. They're spring flowering, and once they're done flowering in the spring, early summer, the leaves are evergreen. They just stay like that without the flowers. And look at the flower buds on them. It's loaded with it. I don't know if you remember this one, Dancing in the Dark. I got 2 of them. There's one here and one here. These 2 are really strange. They don't seem to overwinter well, and they die back quite a bit. But then last year, same thing happened to them. I thought they were gonna die, that they wouldn't make it. Look how sad they look. Not too healthy looking. But then during the summertime, they just exploded with blooms. So I'm hoping they'll do the exact same thing this year. Here's one of the newer ones that I bought last year. Here's the tag for it. Beautiful peachy color. And this one last year didn't do a whole lot. I don't know, a handful of blooms really. Hoping this year it will give me more blooms. This one just started to open. So it's an orangey one, but it has like a reddish tint or coloring on the outer petals. Really pretty. It's very different from this orange. And loving this plum one. Really pretty. Ooh, my second total tangerine that I bought this year. Look at the flowers on them. Aren't they so pretty? They're so cute. You can divide them once they're mature and they grow bigger. They just spread. I haven't seen them self-seed or anything, but they do spread wide. Like that clump, where is it, over there? I should divide her after she finished blooming and spread her elsewhere too. And then I got another one here, a smaller one. This one is a rosy color. And then I bought these red ones last year. It should be, I don't see any buds yet, but they were tiny plants, but they sent out flowers last year. So this year they should be flowering for me again. Once again, my Heucheras did not do very well this year. Very sad looking, and I hope it doesn't die. I think it should be okay. I love this color. Oh yes, and I had a lot of rabbit damage over the winter too. They came in and chomped down all of my rose bushes. Some of them were like little stump like that. This one did really well last year, but it's looking a bit sad right now. And this was, what is it? Peach Glory. Gorgeous bloom last year. I really hope she does well this year as well. But right now she looks a little bit sad. She lost a lot of her stems to the rabbits, but she's starting to leaf out in the center here. So I think she's recuperating, or she's recovering. Oh, the other thing I should mention, I grew a whole bunch of these Nepeta from seeds. I think I have like about 10 of them dotted all around the garden. I was inspired by other gardeners who have combined I had some Nepeta, but not a lot. But I just love the combination of the purple blooms on them in combination with roses. So I decided to start a whole bunch of them from seed and dot them all over my garden here. So hopefully in the summer, we will be able to see them in bloom. My hydrangea is doing really well. This one is Endless Summer. It should be a pink, unless I amend the soil, which I don't plan to, because I actually really like pink in my garden. Pink is not necessarily my favorite color per se, but in the garden, I really love them. And oh, this one, it's one of the rare ones that did really well over the winter. Let me see if I can find one that sustained really bad winter damage in my pots. Yeah, I lost like 90-something% of them, to be honest. Here's an example of ones in pots. Did not do very well, dwindled down to like teeny tiny bit left, but it seems like it's bouncing back, so I'm happy to see that. Alliums are starting to come up. I don't really love these alliums. I've been sitting on the fence whether I should pull them all out because the leaves are so ginormous and they just look honestly ugly to me. They have spread over the years, so they used to be really big buds or blooms on them, but now I find they have spread further out, but the blooms are smaller now. So from my experience this year trying to grow them in pots, I don't think I will be doing that anymore. It's just not worth the investment. They're not exactly cheap either, so I won't be doing that anymore. But my penstemon here, Midnight Masquerade, I believe, have all done really well except for one. I think I overwinter about 4 or 5 of them in pots, and they have done very well. Oh yes, except for this guy right here. But he's bouncing back. But he didn't do as well as the rest of them. And oh, talking about Heuchera, this is the only one that is super reliable. I have lost a tag for it. I have no idea what it's called, but this one comes back in the garden and in pots really well for me. And the funny thing I discovered last year is it self-seeded itself. So I have a whole bunch of little seedlings that I have. Example, this is one right here. This is her baby right here, and she has tons of baby all over my garden because she has self-seeded. I didn't even know they did that, to be honest with you. So that was a pleasant surprise. Oh my gosh, what is the name of this again? I got 2 of them here, and check out the color. Is it not just gorgeous? And it sends out light pink color in the summertime. Oh my goodness, I can't remember the name of this. That's my problem. I'm not good with names at all, whatsoever. If I don't remember the name, I'll try my best to put it on the screen. Asters that I grew from seeds, doing really well. Assortment of colors, so I don't know what the bloom color will be, but looking forward to that. Yarrows. Yarrows do really well in my garden in the ground, but in pots I've been trying for the last 2 years. They are not that reliable. Some of them come back nicely like this, and some just die right off. Yes. Oh, this one is a pleasant surprise here. This one is part of the Yarrow family, I believe, but it's a perennial type and it's white. I bought them in like teeny tiny little pots, and look, it did really well last year, the whole summer, with beautiful white flowers, and they overwinter really well in pots as well. Really happy about that. my irises have all came back for me actually. This one smells so nice. Oh, this one smelled the best. Like it has the strongest scent, and look at the leaf, it's variegated. And here is a purple color one too. Love purple. Love purple in my garden. And they, well, winter very well in pots. I have them dotted all along the middle section here because I just really love the look of them. Once they're done blooming, I will remove them and put them to my storage area in the back there, and then replace them with different color plants. So in the middle section here, I have five roses, all brand new this year. All the ones that I grew last year are in my front garden. So I have this one, Savannah. I lost her many years ago, found her again. So pink, it's kind of like a pink theme in the middle here for my roses. So I have Savannah here. Oh, so looking forward to this one right here. This one is, oh my gosh, what are you? Why can't I remember her? She has her tag right there. It's similar to Coco Loco, but it has pink coloring to it. Oh my gosh. Distant Drums. I always forget the name of her. I don't even know why. This is so weird. And of course I have the Perfume Delight there, also in the magenta pink tone. This one is not, it's supposed to be pink Tournament of Roses, but the tag is very peachy, so I don't know what color it's going to be when she actually goes into bloom. And then I have one on the very far side here that I'm so looking forward to. Also a new rose for me this year, Earth Angel. Super pretty pink. So it's just starting to sprout. This one was a little bit slower, but I did add her much later to my collection compared to these ones. These one I bought like in March-ish when Canadian Tire had them, and super good price, $19.99 for them. So my middle section here is usually composed of roses in the middle, and then dotted around it are like other plants that complement them. I think that's the right word. So they are just starting to come up. Oh, and to be honest, some of these will not stay here in the back garden. I'm just waiting for them to grow, put on more growth. They will be moved to my front garden as well. But everything is looking amazing. Loving all of the colors right now. Super exciting. Wow, yes, I should mention this. Love Gara. This was my absolutely favorite one last year, but unfortunately for me, I don't know about other people, they don't overwinter too well in my climate. Not in the garden, in the ground, or in pots. I lost every single one so far. So this year I'm gonna try to store them. I only have one actually. Store it in my garage to see if she will survive and overwinter for me or not. But yes, love, super easy to grow. Tons of flowers all season long. The only problem she had last year was she was attacked by aphids quite often. So I would have to spray her down, treat her and whatnot. More lilies, love lilies. I added a whole bunch of different colors, so looking forward to that. My snapdragons that I started from seeds, they're all doing pretty good here. Oh yes, this one, Negociana. Never grown her before. First time growing from seeds so I started this one way earlier than the other ones, and look at the coloring on her. Is she not gorgeous? Oh my gosh, I was so pleasantly surprised with the coloring that guess what? A few days ago, I started a whole bunch of new seeds. Quite a lot. Germination rate for me for these ones, very poor. So I think I seeded like 2024. Hey, if they all come up, I can always share it with friends and family, right? Yes, but I absolutely love the coloring on these. So pretty. And apparently they have a scent at nighttime. And I kind of think I experienced it when it was in the greenhouse. So let's see if it would do that again in the summertime. More calendulas that I grew from seeds. doing really, really well. I wonder if they grow any taller than this because they've been on the small side, but it, you know, warm weather just started, so maybe that might be a factor. I did grow a whole bunch. I just lopped them off. I should have saved it to show you the color. But what is this? Oh my gosh, the names are just escaping me today. Gomphrena. Yes, a whole bunch of them that I started from seeds. I've potted them like 4 per pot, lopped up the top, pinched them to hopefully they branch out a little bit more to become a bit more dense. But yes, the coloring is so pretty. I can't wait to show you when they are in bloom. Planted a whole bunch of these painted daisies. Don't know, it's a variety pack, so different coloring, but they haven't bloomed, but I think they're putting on flower buds right now. So I have that, whole bunch of them. They will be in pots, dotted all over my garden, front and back garden. I have some peonies that I am trying to grow. This one have not done anything last year. I think the problem because I dug her up from the front garden, moved her into a pot. So hopefully she's rebounded and she's going to put on some flowers for me this year. I also grew some here, but this one is new. I'm not expecting any flowers for the first 2-3 years, to be honest. That's why I have surrounded her with lilies so that you don't show she doesn't show her bare branches or whatnot. Dotted with some alyssum that I grew from seeds. These ones are the purple one, gorgeous, pretty color. Can't wait to see those in bloom. And then I'm hoping they'll cascade over the side a little bit. They self-seed like crazy, by the way, but they're easy to pluck out, so it's okay. So more a Negotiana here. This one started later, so she's smaller. Overall, very happy with how things are shaping up. Looking gorgeous. Sun is out. Everything looking so pretty. I look out the window every day. Just stare at it because just waiting to see what else is gonna pop out, what's new, what is blooming, you know what I mean? So I don't know if anybody else does that, but I definitely, first thing I do in the morning is look out my window. Here is my bench area, I guess you can call it. So I converted these 2 flower boxes that I had here into benches, and I just have like knickknack stuff, to be honest, small little items. Coleus that I started all from seeds here, doing extremely well. Took a chance planting them in the pots. Like I said, the greenhouse were being attacked by aphids, so I was like, you know what, if I leave them in there, they might die anyway, so I might as well just take a chance and plant them out. Same thing with these dusty millers that I grew from seeds. A flowering cabbage. Oh, look at the color on this one. Is it not gorgeous? Oh, this one is one of my favorite. I'm gonna try to propagate it. Oh, that's what I learned too. So I lopped off the top here of the more mature one, and then I put into some soil, and I think it's rooting right now. So instead of having to reseed everything, just lop off the top and see if you can propagate it. I think it should work. So yeah, a whole bunch of little small plants dotted around my bench here. This one received like almost no sunlight whatsoever, so whatever I put here, I got to make sure that they don't require sunlight. Same thing with this area right here. Not much sunlight unless it's like afternoon sunlight coming from this way. My dahlias, these are the pom-pom variety. Oh, here's the aphids. Oh my gosh, this year they came out so early, and yes, they are attacking all of my seedlings and my roses, to be honest with you. So more seedlings here that I still have to pot up. These are begonias that I started from tubers. They're doing pretty good. More dahlias. These ones are the Sunny Reggae. Love these ones. Oh my god, they were like my favorite last year, so I grew tons this year. Some are going to be grown in pots, and some will be in the garden, so they will be dotted all over my garden, front and back. More painted daisies. These ones are starting to bud up right here. Can't wait to see what color I got here. And yeah, more seedlings there I have to pot up. Look at this mess. Don't laugh at me, okay guys? First time planting or trying something like this. So it's a big lower, what is it called? Short pots that I have a ornamental meadow piece there, but they are planted with a whole bunch of pansies. And these pansies I started using grew using the winter method. Although the germination was amazing, it was super slow growing. Look how teeny tiny they still are. Very small. But I hope that now that I've potted transplanted into this pot that it will really explode. The reason I have this here is because the squirrels love to go in here and dig up all of my new seedlings and kill them, of course. It did it to this pot, to all of my pots actually. Loves coming in here, digging them up here. Bald spot here is because they dug it up, and these guys really suffered from it. I got stalks in here with some alyssum. Stalks aren't doing so well yet. They're kind of slow growing. These have been started quite early this year, and it's just kind of taking its sweet time growing. Same thing with these pansies here, still teeny tiny. So I'm hoping now that the weather has warmed up that they would do much better. Oh, I grew some basils. Love Thai basil. Some mint. Grew all these from seeds. Love these two herbs. I think this is another variety of basil, I believe, right? No, peppermint. Sorry, peppermint. So I got two peppermints, a Thai basil here, looking really good. I should really pot it up to a bigger pot so it can grow even bigger. And yeah, so I got the netting here, dome pansies inside so the squirrels won't dig them up because they're terrible at it. Same thing with these domes here, more pansies that I have in there. Got the domes to protect them. I got to be mindful that they don't overheat if it's a super hot or super sunny day. I got my hydrangeas, Annabelle, that I dug from the garden and replanted in a pot here. The bottom I have pansies all around there. These are the winter sowing ones that are still quite small. Alyssum here that I tucked in there. Hopefully she will kind of spill over. More hydrangeas. I did seed some cleome here around here. Last year I had some and they look gorgeous, so I'm going to do the same thing here. Hopefully it will sprout soon. I got a hosta here that comes back reliably every year, and I got some that self-seeded. I think these are also alyssum that are coming back. Same thing with this basket here, so I just leave it alone. Sunny. Oh, don't mind my mess here. This is my mess corner where all my equipment, my tools are. Again, third or fourth rows that's just not doing good in pots. So yeah, I don't think I'll be trying climbing roses in pots anymore. Was really hoping to see this one do well. Look at the coloring, gorgeous coloring. But yeah, I'm not very hopeful it will survive. Honeysuckle here in the corner there is doing really well though, leafing out really nicely. This one is the orangey yellow type and smell amazing, especially in the evening time. I found last year. Evergreen I got last year from Costco, grew quite big, but I don't know why she's flopping on one side though. I should really stake her up. But yeah, she overwintered really well in that spot. Really happy about that. So yeah, overall, things are just starting to come to life. They are doing really well. And the color just makes me so happy when I look out my patio door and to see all this. Oh, I just started my zinnias and my cosmos. I thought the timing was right, but since the weather's warming up so early this year, maybe I started them too late. This tray here, germination is amazing. This one not as great. I don't know why. Especially I was really looking forward to this this variety of zinnia, the peach color one. I only have 2 come up so far, and I seeded these on the 16th of April. But yeah, hopefully they do better. If not, I will have to start some more because I really want to see them in my in pots. So most of these will be grown in pots. They are not going in the garden. Yeah, well, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoy the video, enjoy all the colors that's popping in my garden. And until next time, enjoy your weekend. Bye now.